All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Black Belt Hunting and Fishing Report. As promised, we are live at 6 p.m. If anybody can hear me, please let me know I'm doing okay, and you can hear me okay. Black Belt Hunting and Fishing Report is sponsored by Rayco Industrial, my buddy Ray. I'm in business development for him. We do fabrication, a lot of pipe work, steel work, any industrial contracting. Hey, give me a call, and I can get you in contact with my bosses and superintendents, and hey, maybe we can build a relationship and get some work done. I want to thank Rayco Industrial for being a sponsor. Thank you, Scott. Congratulations, Scott, for making it. You and Derek make it to the national championship. I seen you post that. I appreciate you tuning in. I think I was sitting there thinking before the show. You know, I've got my Crappie Cast logo. Obviously, this is the Black Belt Hunting and Fishing Report. I'm gonna put a couple of deer heads up I have and try to turn this thing around and maybe get Jake to make me a banner, you know, to represent a little different, because everybody, that way, you know, even though we're affiliated with Crappie Cast, John and Jessica and myself, but, you know, that way it'll be kind of a different background behind me. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Good afternoon, Carlton Tom. Appreciate you, Todd, tuning in. Man, it's raining up here, storming right here below in McCalla where I live. Man, it's hot. Gosh, just miserable hot. But the good thing is, guys, we're on the downhill side of it. We've got a few weeks before football season kicks off. We got a few weeks before dove season kicks off. Good thing about as far as hunting, August is when your big deer start showing up and to your mineral sites, and just, you know, a bunch of, you know, everybody just getting a lot of pictures. So bunch of people walking the woods. Hey, beware of snakes, guys. They're still out, especially all this rain we're having. This weekend's weather is supposed to cool off a little bit, and I think it's supposed to get cool next week. I need to look. I know the lows are going to be in the 60s this weekend. We got a 5-10 mile an hour wind out of the north both days, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure what the future forecast. I'm gonna look on my phone. I don't think I got it on airplane mode where it won't kick me off the show, but I heard somebody say it's going to get in the 80s next week. So hopefully that takes place. But, man, as far as hunting, guys, you need to be putting your minerals out, get your cameras running, you know, check your inventory. A lot of people, it gets people fired up, especially when dove season kicks off, you know, and the fishing starts getting a lot better in September, right? When that water starts cooling back, gets back down in the 70s, you know, it's 89, high 80s, low 90s now. When it gets back in the 70s, 77, 78, it fires these fish up, because that is a drastic drop, you know. But I know I'm kind of skipping all over the place. As far as fishing reports, guys, I was talking to Bradley at the paper mill, and a lot of shad are in the main river right now. And, you know, everything's out there feeding on shad, bass, catfish. I know longline jugging's popular this time of year, but Bradley was sharing with me that he stuck a big catfish, and it was shallow. It was up feeding on shad. So don't, you know, if you're putting out jugs for catfish, guys, hey, sometimes you may not want to put it, you know, long line and put 20, 30 foot deep. You may want to run shallow and try that. But I just thought about that, just sharing a little, you know, I'm not a big catfish or jugger, but I know he was telling me that they were out there eating the shad, because the creeks and the main river is full of bait this time of year. And in September, you know, August, they really start piling out there. So pay attention to the bait. The fry's growing. You'll see a bunch of little bait fish. Mayflies are still hatching. John, my podcast partner, Crappie Cast partner, he sent me a picture today, guys, of some crappie up under a bush just waiting on willow flies to fall down in the water. Crazy, but you know, everything feeds on the willow flies, birds, fish, and all that. But I know I'm kind of jumping around, but catfishing, hey, it should be really good right now, especially in Main River. I mean, he said it was a pretty big catfish. He don't know if it was a flathead, big channel cat, but bass fishing, man, I seen where Maddie's tournament, somebody caught 17 pounds. It was great this time of year. I think that ends her tournament series for the summer. They'll be getting ready for the fall. But crappie fishing, I went to Lake Talcott, Neil and I. We went Saturday, and of course, if you keep up with me, I kicked my phone in the lake, and really wasn't nothing to do but laugh and keep fishing. But Neil and I a storm come up, and man, the barometric pressure changed, and we caught some good fish, man. That's a 75 quart cooler. I think we end up with 25 or so, or 30. I don't know. And caught some real good fish. Seen a ton of fish, guys, but they have a pretty bad attitude, especially black crappie this time of year, and you're going to deal with that. If I'm fishing Miller's Ferry, I'm going after white crappie in the creeks, standing timber. I'm going to try to find as many white crappie as I can and put my bait in front of them. Brush piles, standing timber, ledges, stuff like that. As far as white crappie, that's what I'm trying to target this time of year. I shared some videos, 2 years ago, man. I smashed them all from here on through September and October, especially at Miller's Ferry. I caught a lot of fish, and you just got to, change your baits and just look and be patient. If you catch some storms, guys, hey, I'm not saying stay out there and lightning, but if you catch a rainstorm, you better hang out, because a lot of those fish are in the mud. When that pressure changes, it makes those fish pull up off the bottom. You'll go over an area that you just went over an hour ago, and it'll be full of fish, and you can have some great days as far as crappie fishing after these storms. But don't hang out there in the lightning and thunder. But if you get a rainstorm, hey, it's hot enough, you'll dry out. I run an umbrella, try to stay in the shade, but crappie fishing, it's pretty good this time of year. You just gotta, be smart. Bring plenty of fluids. I got too hot Saturday after I dropped my phone, didn't drink enough water, so be sure to do that. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. I'm trying to think. I got a little crappie tip. I just shared it on my Shane Jones fishing page, on this page actually, with this video's on it. I'm going to show y'all this rig that I've been thinking about, and I've talked to people about it and came up with. This time of year, especially black crappie, we're downsizing our baits. We're running 30 seconds and lighter jigs. The reason why you run that lighter jig is a smaller profile, and when that fish comes up and does that barely, it just comes up and nips at it and does just barely sucks some water in. That 30 seconds light enough to float on and hit him in the jaw. But the only bad thing about it, this is a 7-foot casting rod, guys. It's a Lost Creek custom rod that I'm sponsored by. But the only thing about throwing that 30-second below the weight, it was real bad about tying a knot, up on your weight or twisted. So what this is, guys, that's a bobber stop up top. It may be an 1/8 tungsten. That is a clear stern straw. I got off Amazon. It's a coffee whiskey stern straw. You can get them. There's a 1,000-pack right there for like $8 out of China, of course. But then there's a bobber stop on the bottom, and then my little 30-second jig. That's a limits tackle, little hand tie. I've been catching a ton of fish on that. Always be sure to bend that hook up just a little bit where it gets in the top of that jaw, open that gap up. But what this does is when you're shooting it or casting it, it keeps that bait from coming back up and trying to tie up on itself, because it wants to twist and do crazy stuff. And the next thing you know, you don't have that much line between that and the weight and your jig, and then you throw out there and you got a great cast. You're in front of a crappie and your bait's all wadded up, tied up. But this is a CK rig for crappie cast, of course. I shared it, and I think it's going to work great. I'll update you guys, but that's a 30-second jig. Like I said, it kind of, we used to run straws like this in front of A-rigs, guys, to keep all the hooks from tangling up on the line. I don't know how well it's going to fall. I'll just test it out and see. But a CK rig, I'm going to try to share it. But I thought I'd share that with you guys, especially the ones that watch the show and keep up with Shane Jones Fishing. But I thought I would share that. That's a CK rig. It's posted on this page also, guys. You'll see it on YouTube if you follow this show. But congratulations to all my friends that made it to the national championship at Lake Darbone. Several of them, Scott Dees is on here. A bunch of my buddies made it. And I'll get down there and show them up. What's up with Alabama crappie fishermen, please. Good luck to everybody. And just good luck to everybody out there getting ready for hunting season. Kids are back in school, guys. Be patient. Parents are trying to get kids to school. So, hey, let's be patient and everybody get in the swing of things. Everybody get back, there's traffic and all that stuff. Hey, it's easy to have an attitude this time of year because it's hot. But, hey, we all got to get along. But I want to mention this before I forget. They're going to dedicate the T-Pier at Roland Cooper State Park, August the 20th. It's at 10 a.m. Yes, 10 a.m. There's several people speaking. The Governor Ivey's going to be there. They're going to rename that pier James Big Daddy Lawler, which is a big deal. Those that follow me know that me and him were big buddies, and I'm glad you reminded me, Scott. Thank you. But they're going to do that the 20th, and Scott D's reminding me I'm headed down there Friday. Dip's got the kids tournament down at Hubbard's Landing. I'm going to be down there. John and Jessica's going to be down there. Scott D's, I hope he's going to be there. I'm going to have my boat. John's going to have his boat. We'll be talking and, trying to help out we can. They're expecting 200 kids. A lot of guys that follow Crappie Cast and the Black Belt Hunting and Fishing Report have donated money to buy rides. They're estimating 200 kids. They're giving away all kinds of stuff. You can get on Dippy Outdoors and see it, but I'm going to be part of it. I'll be down there early Saturday morning, and I'll probably be fishing around there Friday. I don't know anything about it, but anytime you put a rod and reel in a kid's hand, I'm 100% for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. These kids get introduced and stuff, and people, you never know who's watching you, so you need to create a good example for these kids, man. I was a kid one time interested in everything. I seen a boat, I lit up, so I think it's a great thing that Dippy and them's doing. Thank you, Scott, for reminding me of that. Let's see if I'm thinking anything else. Let me look at I've got that. I had it wrote down, Scott, and I was going to skip over it, man. But I try to keep these shows short and sweet. As hunting season gets here, guys, y'all share with me your bait sites, pictures, anything you want to share with me. I will post it on this page. Like I said, I'm going to change a few things. I got a few deer heads that I've killed over the years, and I'm going to try to set it up and maybe face the corner. I don't know what I'll do, just to try to, let people know that this is a hunting report also, because I like to hunt too. I'm going to try to hunt with my dad, my brother a little bit this year, and hunt wherever I can. I'm a big bow hunter, like to bow hunt, and I don't gun hunt a lot, but looking forward to it. My dove season opens, I think, the 7th of September. It's always hot, so, hey, drink plenty of water. Hey, kill all the dove you can. Hopefully we don't get a cold front and run them off. But the Buckmaster show's coming up. Let's see. There it is. I need to post that. Those of you that had the Deer Expo here, the Buckmasters Expo's August the 16th through the 18th right there in Montgomery at the Montgomery Convention Center. I thought I'd share it. I'm going to try to attend that myself if I'm not fishing. But thank all y'all for coming on and following this show. Like I said, we're going to try to make this thing grow. I know I say that every show, but hey, every show I have more and more people watching this thing. I'm just taking a little bit at a time because I try to put as much effort in this show as I do Crappie Cast. And once I start getting more followers, if you don't follow this, follow the Black Belt Hunting and Fishing Report, please do so. That way it puts it on the map, gets changed the algorithm, and gets it growing. We have about 3,500 followers so far, but we're going to try to grow this thing. We're going to be talking about all kinds of fishing. Of course, everybody knows that I crappie fish mostly, but we're going to try to share as much information as we can around the Black Belt and put a spotlight on the Black Belt area. And but I want to thank Rayco Industrial for sponsoring the show. And if you think about sponsoring or know anybody that may want to sponsor this thing, hey, let them know. We'll talk, and hopefully we can build a relationship with everybody. Hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy? And just, hey, make this thing grow and put a spotlight on it. It'll take me a long time to grow it as big as Big Daddy's show was. He had 100,000 followers, and I think we have about 10,600 on Crappie Cast, about 3,500 on this page. But if you hadn't followed this page, please do so. Just, hey, click on them 3 dots and follow this page. It helps me a lot, to help this thing grow. But everybody have a safe Wednesday night. Enjoy dinner with your family. Tune in to Crappie Cast tomorrow night. John and Jessica, myself, we're going to be talking about a lot of things that I talked about tonight. But appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all take care, and God bless y'all. And we'll see y'all next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Thank y'all.